Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel 3 Guys, in this video I'm going to tell you how we can model this steam inhaler vaporizer inside Autodesk Fusion 360. So this is a complete playlist where I'm going to cover this complete steam inhaler vaporizer 3D modeling inside Fusion 360, and there will be multiple videos in this complete playlist. So I will start with the first part where I will start modeling the jar. So here you can see all the components we got: jar, top cover, heater holder, heater plate metal, and cap. So we got multiple components over here. If I will show you over here. Here you can see these are all the multiple components. So I'm going to show you how we can model all the components and fit together to make this complete workable jar. So this is a reverse engineering project. I had this actual product with me. I had just deassembled it and tried to do the complete modeling inside Fusion 360, and I am making this tutorial for you. So if you want to learn more about this playlist, go and check out the other videos as well. So for now I am just publishing the first video, and I will keep publishing the other videos as well. So just check out our playlist, and we got few more videos in our channel as well, in our channel 3 You can go and check out our channel as well. There are lots of contents that around Fusion 360 that will help you to master Fusion 360. So just go and check it out, and if you are new to this channel, just don't forget to subscribe to our channel, because this is the only way you can support to our channel. So let's start and dive into Fusion 360. So we are into Fusion 360. So whenever you will first launch your Fusion 360, you will see a screen like this. So I will go into data panel now. So here you can see this is the data panel, and if I click on home over here, I am able to see all of my projects that I am working on. So here you can see, if I just click on here, I'll be able to see my projects. So these are all my projects that I am working in Fusion 360. So I will just go into the YouTube project, and inside this project we got multiple folders here. So we are going to create a new folder over here, and I will give it a name because I'm going to save my file inside this folder. So I had given the name, the steam inhaler vaporizer, for this project, and I will press enter to create this project. Here you can see, and now I will just double click to open this folder, and we'll go inside this folder. Here we are now. So the next thing is that since we are into the right folder, and here you can see by default this drawing is named untitled, so I will click on the save over here to save my file, and I will make sure that the location of the file is correct. So it's right now it's in correct location inside YouTube project and inside the steam inhaler vaporizer folder. So it's correct. So I'm just going to give it a name over here. So I will just give it a name. So I will just write jar, since this is the first component, and I will click on the save over here. So here you can see the file name got updated. Also there is the file got saved inside our folder, steam inhaler vaporizer folder. So I will just close this data panel for now, since the work of this data panel is over. And next thing, I will make sure that I will go into the document setting. So here you can see this is my document setting over here, and here you can see the units for this document is millimeter right now. So if you want to change the units, you can click on here, and you can explore the other system of units available, like millimeter, inches, and others. So for now I will take millimeters, so I will cancel this one, and I will move on to our next step. So the next step is we have to make sure that the design history is turned on. So this bottom panel over here shows that my design history is turned on. If it is not turned on, I can just make a right click over here, and I will click on here to do not capture design history. So since it's capturing design history right now, so that's why I was getting that option. So now we'll move on to our next step. We'll go into the create panel over here, and we'll click on the new component, and I'm going to give name to this particular component. So I will just write jar, and I will press OK. So you can see that I had just created a component, and it is active right now. So now what I can do, I can go to this insert panel over here. Then I will click on the canvas, and I will click on the insert from computer. And here you can see I'm going to use this jar image as a reference image. So I will select that and will click on open. Here you can see. So now I have to select the plane on which I want to put my canvas. So I had selected the plane and will press OK to accept the result. So here you can see I had just inserted a canvas inside the jar component. Here you can see the canvas folder and this canvas. So what I will do, I will right click and click on the calibrate, and I want to make sure that the scale is correct. So I will just from top to bottom, I want to make this canvas. So I will give the measurements 115 millimeters. So here you can see it has been scaled right now in the correct scale. So what I can do, I can just turn on the origin to see if it is aligned with the origin. If it is not, I can just click on edit canvas over here, and I will move it a little bit to align it with the origin. So here you can see, and we'll press OK. Here you can see the work of this canvas is over for now. So I will just go on to create panel again and we'll click on the create a sketch and we'll select this front plane as a sketch plane. So I will select this plane. Here you can see. Now the moment I had clicked, all the sketch tools are active. So we'll activate our line tool first and we'll start with tracing the outer details of our this jar. So here you can see I'm just tracing using my line tool. So it's very simple. If you want to learn more about sketching, just comment below in the video. I will explain you and I will make some good exercises for practice your sketching part inside Fusion 360, because this is the only thing where lots of people are lagging, like they're not able to control their sketches or they're not able to create correct sketches. So here you can see I just created this sketch and now I will make this line and the origin is coincident. So I had applied the constraint, then I will make this line as a vertical line. So I had applied the constraint. So what you have to do is you just select the entities that you want to specify in a certain position and then apply the constraint. So this is how it works. Now I will define the dimension using the dimension tool. So this one is 50 millimeters. So here you can see I had just defined 50, and this one is 10 millimeters. So you can see it is not looking this sketch is not looking good as our reference image, but still this is the right measurement because I had the product with me and I am measuring and I am reverse engineering this complete product. So here you can see this alignment is also 2 millimeter, just 2 millimeters. So and now I will define rest of the measurements. So here you can see at the bottom the things are not looking very good now, so we had to adjust a little bit. So I will just drag a few of the lines and points to make it adjustment. Here you can see, and now I will define this bottom line as 50 millimeter again, and here you can see, and from this point to the bottom I had to define. So this distance from this point to the bottom is just 10 millimeters. So that's why I defined this 10 millimeters. So this way you can start defining your sketches. So just select the lines, select the points up to which you want to define, and you can just drag outside and you will able to provide your distance. Here you can see I'm just selecting the point and the line or the entities, and I'm able to give the dimensions whatever I want. So you also have to make sure that you are not over defining your sketches, because that is not going to work. You only have to provide those dimensions which are necessary. So here you can see right now some entities in my sketch is still blue because I had not defined my sketch 100%. So that's why it is still blue. So whatever the line that is completely defined is turned into black. So our target is always to define every piece of components. So here you can see by providing this dimensions 55 millimeter I had defined everything. So whatever the dimension needed to define this sketch I had provided this. So I will just adjust it little bit to make it in the right orientation. So here you can see I just defined it correctly. So this is the completely defined sketch right now on your screen. Here you can see that, and if I expand my sketch folder over here on the design tree, here you can see the small red icon was here shows that my sketch is completely defined. So if you are not seeing this red icon, this means that you had to provide few more dimension in your drawing. So just make sure that you had completely defined your sketches. Now what I will do, I will if I delete, here you can see the sketches are again turning into blue because it is not defined. So I will just put the dimension back to make it completely defined. So this way you can make your sketch correctly. So now what I can do, I can just click on the finish sketch since we are done with this sketching part. So I will just go on to the finish sketch over here and click on the finish sketch. So here you can see this is the profile we got, closed profile. So I will activate my revolve tool over here, and by default here you can see the profile is selected over here. And if it is not selected, so there is some more things I want to correct. So I will go into the sketch and click on the edit sketch, and here you can see I had to connect this point to this line because I want this to be this profile and these two profiles as separate profiles. Then I will click on the finish sketch, then I will activate my revolve tool again, and by default the profile is not selected because there are multiple profiles. So I have to select the profile, here you can see, and then I have to specify the axis. So I will just click on here and then I will specify the axis. So this vertical line is axis, and by default it is giving me a 360 degree angle of rotation. Here you can see, and I will press OK to accept the result. So this is what we got. This is complete solid kind of jar right now without any further details. So it's very simple design I had created using Fusion 360 just by using one revolve tool and a sketch. Here you can see sketch one. Now I will revolve this bottom profile. So I will activate the revolve tool and will select this bottom profile, and then we'll activate the axis and will select this vertical axis as the axis. Here you can see I will make sure that I had changed here the operation as new body and will press OK. So here you can see the bottom has also been converted to solid using the revolve tool, and we got two different bodies here, the top one and the bottom base. So we got two different bodies. Now we'll go on to this modify the panel again. We'll activate the cell tool and we'll select this top face, and I'm going to give it a thickness of 1 millimeter. So here you can see the body has been converted to 1 millimeter thick shape, and it is hollow from inside, and we'll activate the same tool and we'll do for the same for the bottom piece. So this will act as a 1 millimeter 2 millimeter thick vase. So here you can see. So here are two bodies we got. This is body 1 and this is body 2, since we had revolved both the bodies as separate bodies. Now I will go on to create a sketch tool. I will activate the create a sketch tool. We'll select this front plane as a sketch plane, and here you can see my sketch tools are active. So now I'm going to start designing the handle for this jar. So I will start with a sketch. I will turn on the canvas to see how the shape of our handle is. Now I will turn it off and I will just go back to our sketch. Either I can go on to this sketch and edit this sketch, and I can start adding the handle shape. So this we can do inside this sketch as well. So I will go on to create panel over here and activate our line tool. Here you can see this is my line tool, and I will start creating a shape of my handle. So I will create a line, horizontal line like this, then I will come to the bottom like this at a particular angle. Here you can see, and I will connect from here to here. So this is the shape we got, and now what I will do is I will start defining the dimensions to make the handle look more correct and in the right scale. So here you can see we had defined a few more dimensions. So I had just skipped the part of the video to make this video little shorter. So now we'll move on to defining this line. I will make sure that this line is a vertical line. So I will just select the line, will apply the vertical constraint. So here you can see now I will activate my fillet tool and will make sure that the corner of our handles are both filleted here and here. So I will just specify the fillet radius over here. So I'm just going to use 15 millimeter of fillet radius over here. So I will just write 15 and will press enter. So here you can see this is the shape of the handle we got. And now we are going to activate our offset tool again, and we'll offset this handle shape towards inside by -5 millimeter, and we'll repeat the offset tool again, and we'll select the profile and offset it towards outside. Here you can see by 5 millimeter. Now I will go into the modify panel, will activate the extend tool and will extend the profiles to match with the edge of our jar. Here you can see, and now I will activate the trim tool and will trim down the extra area. And next thing, I will just select these profiles, the edge of our jar, and I'm going to offset this complete profiles by 5 millimeter towards inward. So I will just specify 5 over here. Here you can see I will just specify 5. I don't want to make it 1. So and will press enter. Here you can see I had offset it. Now I will again activate my extend tool and will extend the handle profiles up to that face, up to that edge. And the reason because I am doing this because I will show you once I will extrude these profiles. So you will get the reason why I'm extending this to up to inward position, up to this inside profile. So I will just carefully extend all the profiles up to that face, and will click on, once I am done with that, I can just click on the finish the sketch. Here you can see I am just completed all the profiles, and I will make sure that I will change the center one as a construction line and click on the finish the sketch. Here you can see, and now I will activate my extrude tool from here and will select the profiles that I want to extrude. I will change here as symmetric, and then I will specify the distance and will press OK. So here you can see the profile got extruded in both the directions symmetrically. So I will change here as join. So here you can see this is what we got, but still it is not good, it is not touching the face. So I will just go on to the extrude profile, will just double click to edit that profile, and will add few more profiles over here. Here you can see these are the profiles I just missed, so I will just select that to add those profiles. And the bottom here you can see once I am selecting this profile, the complete loop is getting selected. So I think there is some problem over here on the profile, so I will just cancel this one for now. And I will go on to the sketch and will double click to edit the sketch, and here you can see this is not touching at the bottom, so I will activate our extend tool and will make sure that it is touching the bottom face. So now that will act as a close profile, and I will click on the finish sketch, and here you can see. So if I will double click on the extrude tool to edit that profile and will add that left profile. So here you can see, so I adjust and over here also as well, and will press OK, and this is the profile we got, and this is my main body. So here you can see it is just crossing our main body, so don't worry about that. So I will just again go back to our profile because the operation in the extrude we had kept here as a new body, so we'll change that to as a join and we'll press OK. So here you can see the both the bodies are joined now. So what I will do, I will just select the face of this extra portions inside. I will make sure that I had selected all the faces for both the things, like here the handle portion that is coming inside. I will select all the faces and will make a right click and will press delete on my keyboard. Here you can see this delete. So that will just remove that extra portion that is coming inside our jar, that handle extra portion. And now if I see my handle, here you can see it is completely perfect now. So the next thing that I have to make a groove on the handle, so we'll select the face, we'll activate our sketch tool, we'll go on to the front view, we'll activate our offset tool from here, we'll select the profiles and we'll offset it by minus 1 millimeter towards inward. Here you can see, and we'll press OK, and we'll click on the finish sketch for now. I will just activate my extrude tool from here. Here you can see, and we'll select the profile and we'll make extrude cut by minus 3.5 millimeter. Here you can see, and we'll press OK. And the next thing we'll do, select that particular feature and we'll go on to the create panel, we'll activate the mirror tool and we'll select the mirror plane, this plane as a mirror plane, and we'll press OK. So that feature is replicated on the other side as well of the handle. So here you can see this is the profile of the jar we got. It is looking very nice for now. So our next thing will move on to our creating the thread over on this face, so that we can do using a trick. So now we'll go on to this offset plane. We'll select the plane that we want to offset. We are going to create a new plane at a particular height, so we'll activate the tool and we'll select this face and now I will going to offset this face plane by minus 10 millimeter. Here you can see this is the position of the plane, and we'll press OK. So you can see this is the new plane that we had created. Now we'll go into the create panel, we'll activate the coil tool from here, and now we'll click on the plane on which I want to create a coil. I will select the origin and now we'll specify the diameter of this coil. So I will just make sure that I will go to the top view, I will be able to see better, and now I will specify the diameter as this much. And here you can see I'm getting the preview of the coil. So it is not good right now because we need to adjust few more settings over here. So we'll go on to the over here, and I have to change the diameter of the this thing, and then the height of the complete thing. So I just changed that to 10 millimeter. And this one I think we had to keep the main diameter, it's a major diameter, so I have to keep that one as original, and then I just have to adjust the section sizes. And here you can see now I'm getting a little preview of the thing that we needed, and if I go it and zoom in on the area, I will able to see that half is inside the body whereas half is on inside that's apart from our body. So this is the preview we are getting, and I think this is what we wanted. So it is looking good for now. So what I'm going to do is, instead of cut, I'm just going to make it as a join over here. And now if I orbit it little bit, here you can see this is the preview of the results we are getting. So I think we need to adjust few more things over here. So before moving on to that, I will just I will just make sure that the things are all good. So I will just orbit it little bit and try to see if the things are good, and will press OK if I am happy with the results. Here you can see, so we had just accepted the results, and now I think we had to adjust few more things. Like here you can see it's just crossing the top face of the coil. So I will just edit the coil again, and I need to adjust the height of the coil. So I just want it to make a little bit lower. So before that, I will adjust this offset plane. Instead of 10 millimeter, I just want to make it 9 millimeter or maybe 9.5 millimeters. So here you can see, and if I zoom in on the area, before that I will just change over here as this one as 9 as well, the total height of the coil, and we'll try to zoom in on the area and we'll see if this is good. Okay, so there is still a problem, it is still going on to the corner. So I don't want it like that, I want it completely above the corner. So again I will change the position of the offset plane. I will give it as maybe minus 9 millimeter, and here you can see now it is above the corner plane. So now it is good now. So I will go on to or maybe I will increase it little bit, so we'll get the more space or at the bottom over here. So I had just changed that to 7 millimeter, and the top here also I will change this to, instead of 9 I just want to make it 7, or maybe 6. I think 6 will be good, so I had just changed that to 6 and will press OK to accept, because this is now somewhat looking good. So we'll just change that to 5. I think 5 is the final result, and we'll press OK. Here you can see, so this is what we got. Now we'll go on to modify panel. We'll activate the chamfer tool and we'll select these two corners to chamfer. So these are the corners that I want to chamfer, and we'll apply a chamfer distance. So this one I will just specify the chamfer distance, maybe near to about 0.5 millimeter, or maybe a little bit lesser, maybe 0.48 or 0.49 will work, and we'll press OK. Here you can see this is the result we got. And then we can just we'll try to apply the fillet on these corners if it is possible, and if it is not working, we can just leave it like that. I'm just trying, I'm just selecting all the small profiles and everything to make sure that we are not missing anything, and we'll try to apply the fillet, and it's not working. Here you can see it's giving me an error, so I will just leave it like that. We'll just apply a fillet on the bottom of these faces, and this is also not working, so just leave it like this, because in some cases there are few very fine details where you will not be able to apply some features over there. So just I think for very small details it is just fine, just leave it like that. So here you can see this is my jar we got. So we had just finished this thread of portion as well, and this is my final result of the jar with the handle and thread and everything. So this is our first component, this jar component that we had finished, and we'll just click on the save here, make sure that we had saved our file. Now we'll go on to the front view over here. Here you can see, and we'll turn on the origin, and we'll go into the create panel over here, and here you can see we got a tool called, here you can see we got a tool called create a sketch, and we'll activate this plane, and here you can see the tools are active. Now we'll go into the create panel again, we'll activate the text tool, and we'll try to write a text over here, because we want some markings on the body that will help me to decide the level of fluid or water inside the jar. So I will just give it a name. I will just give it a name water level. Here you can see, and now I got all the settings, like I can adjust the text height over here, and I can also adjust the view of my text. I can adjust the font of my text, so all the details I can adjust it and try it from here. So I'm just adjusting it a little bit. I'm trying a different kind of fonts and different kind of orientation. Just here you can see I'm just adjusting the text, so it will look like a water level kind of text. So I'm just changing that to a vertical orientation just by pressing enter one after each alphabet. Here you can see, so this is what we got, this text water label. And once I am done with this, I can just press OK to accept the results. So I will just give it a space between the water and the label. Here you can see I had just given a space, and I can just I will just make sure that the height is also good. So I had decreased the height a little bit, and will press OK to accept the result. Here you can see, now I can just select this text and move it inside the space if I want. And here you can see these are the points, these are the text box that is being defined by the Fusion 360. So I can just drag this box and adjust my text anywhere inside the space. Now I will adjust the text box around the text. Here you can see I will just make sure that it is completely covering our text, and we'll make sure that the text is horizontal. So I select the text box side and apply the constraint. Now I will activate a rectangle tool, and we'll create a rectangle like this. So I'm just trying here, I'm trying to make a shape of the label, so that we can do using the multiple rectangles. So I will turn off the bodies for now, and I will start getting the multiple rectangles like this. Here you can see, so these are the three labels I'm trying to create, that is for one for the start label, then for the maximum label, and then for the intermediate label. So I had created three rectangles like this, and now I will apply few more constraints. We'll make sure that these are all adjusted and will look more kind of uniform shape. So I'm just adjusting thing. I will make sure that the text box is also in line with our the labels that we are here defining. So I will just make sure that the this point this bottom over here, I'm just trying to adjust match with the text. Here you can see I'm just trying to match it with the text, so we'll able to match it with the label of the here the symbols I'm making. So that's why we are doing this. So I will make sure that all these three sizes are of equal. So we had selected all the sizes and we'll apply the equal constraint, and then we'll define one of the dimensions to make sure that we got the right thickness. So I will just specify this one as 1 millimeter. Here you can see. So this is the kind of shape we got. Then we'll adjust the position of these sticks little bit more by applying few more dimensions. Like this one, I just want to keep 10 millimeter, 4 millimeter, and we'll adjust it little bit like this. Here you can see, and we'll make sure that all of them are equal. Before that, I will just activate my line tool and we'll draw a center line like this. Here you can see, and we'll change that to a construction line. Here you can see I had created a line. Then we'll make sure that these are all midpoints and we'll change that to construction line, and we'll do the same for this one as well. This one also I want to uh, be at the midpoint of this line, so I had converted that line to construction line. Then we'll apply the midpoint constraint between these two lines, so it is on the midpoint, and we'll repeat the process for the top as well. So we'll follow the same process. We'll select, apply the constraint between the line and this line to make a midpoint constraint. And now what I will do, I will adjust this line little bit just by dragging it, and we'll make sure that these are on the same level, and we'll make sure that these three sides are equal. So we'll select all these three sides and we'll apply the equal constraint like this. Here you can see. So these things are generally used in sketching. So if you want me to create a separate video on this about this sketching part, just comment below in the video. I will create a separate video how you can master the sketching inside Fusion 360, because these are the areas where you need to develop yourself. So here you can see we had just created a few things. We had to adjust few things, like we want this is and this is to be equal, so we had applied the equal constraint. And we had adjusted few things, like we want this points to be on the same label, so we had applied the constraint, and this point and this point on the same label, so we had applied the constraint. Here you can see. Now if I can adjust it a little bit to so it will cover the whole text, and now it is looking good for now. So I think I had to adjust this box a little bit on the right side, and then we'll move the text a little bit on close to the markings, and this way we can adjust few of the things. And once we are done, we can just turn on our bodies, and here you can see the position. And so before that, I will make sure that these all things are all aligned with the origin. So I will make sure that this I will activate, go on to the create panel tool, will activate the point tool, I will make a point over here and make sure that these are two on the concentric position, same label. Here you can see we are just we will just make sure that these are on the same level on the vertical orientation. So we had moved it on the vertical position, then we had applied the constraint, so they are now on the same vertical position with the origin. Now if I now turn on the bodies, it will look good for now. So here you can see I will just adjust the box, this box little bit before doing that, and we'll go on to the create panel over here. We'll activate the text tool again, and we'll write three more text to define the labels, like this text position over here. We want to keep this as max label like this, and we'll press OK, and we'll repeat the same process. We'll go on to the create panel tool, we'll activate the text tool, and this one I want to make as a mid, so I will just write mid mid, and then at the bottom I will repeat the same process. We'll activate the text tool on the bottom, and we'll write text over here with the letter minimum, so I will just write min and will press OK. So you can see these are the three texts we had created, and we'll make sure that all the three texts are on the same label, vertical orientation. So I had applied the constraint, and now I will adjust it little bit more to make it look good. And here you can see I will go on to the dimension tool and will define the width of this box, text box. So then it will be more defined, our drawing will be more defined, and will follow the same process. We'll define the position of this box, text box, from this point to this point. I just want to keep 3 millimeters away from our this one markings, and we'll do the same on the other side. For the other side of the text, we'll change that to 3 millimeter. Here you can see, and we'll press enter. So all the three texts are now just 3 millimeter on both the sides. Like for the water label and max, mid and minimum text, both are on the equally distributed on both the sides. So what I can do now, I will just For the bottom, I will make sure that they are also constrained towards the bottom, and for the top also I will apply the constraint, so they will be on the same level, so the text will look more uniform on our bodies. I will click on the finish sketch, then we'll turn on the body. So here you can see these are the previews we are getting. So we'll go into the create tool. Now we'll activate our emboss tool from here. Here you can see I will just select the profiles that I want to emboss. So these are all the close profiles that I want to emboss, so I will just select all the profiles. Here you can see these are all the profiles that I want to emboss. So carefully I had to select all the profiles, so I don't have to miss any of the profile. Here you can see I had selected, then I will select these text profiles as well, because these are the major profiles that we want to emboss, and then I have to come over to here and will select the face on which I want to emboss. So it will give me a preview of the emboss feature. So before that I will just change the distance over here. So I just want to keep it as maybe minus 0.1 millimeter, and instead of here I had to change the alignment. I think it is going on the back side. I just had to flip this on the other side, so I will click on here to flip normal, and now it will just project on the other side of our body once I will click on the flip normal. So here you can see it has just taken a few seconds, and now it is projecting on the right side. And now if I press OK, I will get the final result. Here you can see it's all good. The max is not coming very good, it's because of text font, so just forget about that. And if I press OK, so here is the result we got. Here you can see it will just take few seconds to process, and this is what we got. Now we'll select the feature that we had created. We'll go to the create tool, we'll activate the pattern tool. Here we want to make a circular pattern, so we'll activate the circular pattern. Here I will select the axis. So if I rotate it, this blue line is our axis, and we'll specify the quantity here as 2, and we'll press OK. So this same pattern has been patterned on the other side as well, just on the opposite side of the jar. So here you can see we got this thing on both the sides. So our jar is now finished. So this is our jar component model we had completed today, and this is the first component video of our steam inhaler vaporizer 3D modeling series. We will start our other component in the next video, and if you had any doubts or questions about this video, just comment below. I will try to answer them. Also, don't forget to press the like to this video, and if you had not subscribed to our channel, just press the subscribe button and press the bell icon also, so whenever we will post the next part of this video, it will be the first to get notified. See you in the next video. Thank you.